Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome to another episode of Your Everyday Nerd. It's your typical host, Karionyte, call me Parker, Carrie Cage, or anything of the sort, and we're going to be having a very interesting discussion today, and it's about the Mighty Ducks. Quack!
Are you an everyday nerd? Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you don't miss the next episode.
And today we're going to be talking about the Mighty Ducks and why it is one of the best trilogies out of any film series, especially kids movies. So let's go. So the Mighty Ducks follows a very colorful cast of hockey players in Minneapolis, Minnesota in their very young ages of early middle school to almost high school. Over the three movies, there are three very important concepts that are very adult that you need to learn to grasp onto within each film. And today we're going to talk about why it does it right. So starting with the first movie, The Mighty Ducks. The Mighty Ducks starts with Gordon Bombay, a very, very down on his luck hockey player. He wants to go pro, but then he has something wrong with his leg, so he gets sad. He tried too hard, and that's why he didn't make it in the pros, and now he's drinking and he gets arrested for a DUI, and he's told to do community service and coach this Pee Wee hockey team. Through the Pee Wee hockey team, he meets a very, very, very big-hearted boy named Charlie Conway, and Charlie is the heart of the team, and they need him in there. So Gordon shows these kids how to be a team with using fun and just typical hockey experiments and stuff. You see a bunch of nice Disney montages with all your hockey experiences. By the way, this movie totally got me into hockey as a kid, and it's one of the reasons I still love it to this day. But you learn so much about heart and redemption in this first film, because within the first film, it's all about Gordon learning to be a better man. He once wanted to be on top, but now he's learning how to be on top from the bottom. He wanted to join the NHL, and he wanted to become something greater than he ever thought he could be. But in reality, the greatness came from teaming up with these children that mattered so much to him. He became great friends with all of them, with Alverman and his weird ability to hurt his head all the time, Charlie becoming almost like a new father figure to him, and Goldberg, the typical 90s haha funny because he's fat, so it's funny. So a lot of tropes are followed through this movie because, like I said before, it is a Disney's children's film. But that doesn't make it any less great when it shows how to make them better. Now you see, within the movie, you already start with such serious topics like drinking, addiction, naivety, and hubris. The hubris of Gordon Bombay wanting to become something so big and so fast, and then only losing it all because of that, and then finding something better from redemption. Then you move on to D2, The Mighty Ducks, which is the sequel. Now, Mighty Ducks 2 is one of those cases where the sequel is better than the first movie. Because yeah, Origin's great, but D2 is something special. Because it gets super absurd, and then they kind of go for this weird slapstick vibe for the rest of the movies, but it kind of works for what it is. Gordon comes home after trying to go pro again, and he hurts his leg. But it's okay. He doesn't want to sharpen skates, but he still wants to become something greater. And that's when the call comes in. Coach the World Pee Wee hockey team? And he's like, psh, nah. And this guy from Hendrix, which is basically Adidas, also known as Adidas, shows up and is like, ooh, haha, you're Gordon Bombay. You know, coaching's the new thing. So we'd like you, as long as you'll sponsor our pretty color clothes, you could coach the Team USA Pee Wee hockey team against the Internationals. And he's like, you got a pen? And that's exactly what he does. He coaches the World Team USA Pee Wee hockey team, and he gets all of his ducks together. And this introduces the first new characters, which will eventually become mainstays in the next movie. So these new characters all have something special about them, and it's mainly because they're all almost the same characters from the first movie, but slightly different. You got new girl, Julie the cat, who is fast. She's so fast, she can catch any puck, but the issue is Goldberg is already the goalie. You can't really have two goalies, especially with how loyalty and superiority works within the Ducks franchise. And it shows that Goldberg needs to learn to let go and let somebody else take the spot, especially when she's just as talented. You also have I don't remember his name, but the cowboy. And he's from Texas, Austin to be exact. And he's not that smart, but he's very funny. And he makes a lot of cowboy jokes. And it's kind of his thing. He makes cowboy jokes. Like there's this whole scene where they're like, whenever the bad things happen,
ducks fly together.
Whenever this happens,
ducks fly together.
And then cowboy's like,
and when the roosters are crowing and the cows are spinning circles in the pasture, okay, ducks fly together. And when everyone says it can't be done, ducks fly together.
But ducks fly together again. And then you have the figure skater Ken Wu, who is from San Francisco, and he's like,
I convinced him that hockey had more of a future. We put a stick in his hands, nobody's been able to touch it.
Then you got the Bash Brothers. So you already had really big guy from the first movie, but now there's bigger guy who probably doesn't even look like he's in high school, because he looks like he's like in his 20s. Oh, and then you got Russ from LA himself, and his whole thing is the knuckle puck, which is this completely made up thing that can't happen in hockey, but it looks really cool. Here it is.
Knuckle puck time.
He winds up.
He scores!
Now, even though I just gave you the lowdown on the characters, let me acknowledge why that movie is great and what it tackles that is such an adult topic. This deals with glamour, glitz, and fashion, the most important struggles of any person reaching high fame. Since most of the movie takes place in California, it shows how Gordon Bombay is striving to get that topness that he once had, and he wants to get on top as a coach rather than as a player. And in doing this, he is becoming lost within himself. He's losing his grip of what made him fun and himself with his kids. Because he used to be, all right guys, let's go do pracky, and the best part about hockey is that it's fun, let's have some fun. And then now he's like, all right, 20 sprints, let's go. 20 sprints, I don't see you, that means you too, Charlie. You know how you like my son? Do 20 sprints on the ice, brother. It's just a game, and he needs to learn to play it again, because he knows that hockey's most important part is the fun you have with your friends. So it stops being about who's gonna win and starts being about who's going to enjoy themselves and what makes you a better person for doing the things that you love rather than the things that you want to do that make you look better. Now, in the end, they win. They win the World Pee Wee Hockey Team. They beat Iceland, and Iceland was something crazy. D3, The Mighty Ducks, the final movie, which has the worst start but has the best finish. It all starts with Charlie about to go to this preparatory school with all the other ducks because they were given scholarships to go to this fancy school because of them winning Team USA. Bombay's just like, they want me to coach Team USA again for next year, long term. This is big for me. I gotta do this. And then Charlie's like, no, you should not do this. You're our coach. It's like, and you see the issue here is that this starts with the biggest thing to grasp, and it's letting go. When you let go, which is something that they really, really do in Mighty Ducks 3. They go to this preparatory school that works hard. The people suck. They took Banksy. It's hard. Now, you'll notice that the stakes are much lower. You're no longer going for this worldwide accomplishment, and now you're just going for high school. But the funny thing is, this matters more than some worldwide achievement, because now, instead of just fighting for a trophy or fighting for understanding and then fame, they're fighting for themselves. They're learning to stand against what they know is wrong by staying together and flying together. They get this new coach who is an asshole from the start, by the way. He has no heart. He's always yelling at them. He's like, oh, Charlie, you're the captain of the Ducks? Well, I don't see any ducks here because Duck's gay. Duck's dead, actually. We killed them. Duck's dead, brother. Everybody is fighting. There's such disarray between everyone. They're like, oh yeah, you're only there because he likes you. Oh yeah, you're only there because he doesn't like you. We can't be friends. We used to be fun. It's not fun anymore. And the Ducks break up. Charlie leaves the school, and some of them stay, and they're losing, and it's bad. Charlie comes back. It wasn't about the coach. It was about the game, the team. We're all still together, so let's stay together. Because Hans dies, and that brings everybody together. Because Bombay comes back all the way from wherever he was, coaching teams, to go visit Charlie and tell him that he told Coach Orion,
You gave me a life, Charlie. And I want to say thank you. I told Orion about all this when I talked to him about taking over. I told him that you were the heart of the team. So be that man, Charlie. Be that man.
The minute that Charlie comes back, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, we gotta kick the Ducks out. We're gonna take away your scholarship money. And the coach says, if these Ducks go, then I go. Simple as that. And he's like, well, it was an honor to have you. But Bombay, an ex-lawyer, by the way, shows up. And he's like, all right, well, you guys gave them these contracts. They wrote their names on it. And then you're pulling out because you don't like them anymore? Yeah, legally, you can't do that. Goodbye. They're still here.
And I will collect damages. I will win. Because I am very, very good.
And then they play varsity. And they win. They destroy them. They dominate. It shows that letting go was one of the best things that they did. So much so that there's this little scene midway through the movie. This is what made Charlie quit. They were all wearing their Ducks jerseys. Everyone wore their Duck jerseys when they had a little skirmish between the varsity team. Not a real game, but a little skirmish. And then the coach came back and said, and everybody take those Duck jerseys off. Now. If you want to keep them on, you gotta go. And then Charlie's like, nah, fuck you, man. We'll go. And he goes. But everybody else drops their jersey and puts it on the floor. Coach Orion grabs the jerseys when we don't see it, and midway through the game against varsity, the big one, he's like, you guys don't even look like warriors out there, the name of the school. You look like Ducks. He gives them their jerseys back, making the official Eden Hall Ducks. They start quacking. Coach Orion's cool now. And the important thing you learn is to let go of the past to make a better future with what you have. They learn to honor the things that they didn't have with the things that they have now. New teams, new friendships, new schools, new coach, and they can make do with the new. The first movie is about redemption. Overcoming things that hurt to make something better with yourself. The second movie is about aspiration. Taking on the world with the people that you need most. It's just you out there and those people that you call family, with your Ducks out there together. Fighting against the world. That's all you have. That's all you are. And the third movie is about letting go. Letting go of what you thought you had. Letting go of what you thought you needed. And letting go of what you didn't need. And knowing that you can still be great in a new environment. The Mighty Ducks is one of the best trilogies I've ever seen. Rotten Tomatoes is shit. I'm gonna call it the perfect trilogy. This is one of the perfect trilogies out there that a lot of people forget. And yes, it's campy. Yeah, it's stupid. It's a little comedy, ha-ha, Disney hockey movie. But that's what it is. So why can't we look at it like that? We can look at it like the stupid jokester Hollywood-made Disney movie about hockey, but can we look at the themes that it takes on too? It's more serious than most movies in that age demographic now. I mean, I wouldn't catch 10-year-olds watching a movie with this much seriousness involved. I mean, they didn't sugarcoat the drinking. You saw Bombay get drunk and drive. You saw Bombay struggle with the loss of his leg and thinking he didn't have anything left except for these kids. And that's all he had, and that's all he held on to. And that's why The Mighty Ducks is the perfect trilogy. Anyway, as you guys know, I'm not actually the host of Your Everyday Nerd. That's the funny thing. He's actually a friend of mine. Please go check him out. His link's gonna be in the description below. His name's Zach. He's really great if you don't know him. I'm just memeing on something he does, and I really appreciate it. And this is the second time I've done this before, but the reason I'm doing it is because I know what he does is great, and I'd love to be a part of it. The only reason he hasn't let me do it is because he's been really busy, but like, I'd love to host. But please support him on Patreon. He needs the help. And he'd love it. He loves getting new people to show up and comment on the videos. And we all love seeing his stuff too. So do it if you like. I'm Karionyte, if you didn't know. Call me Barker Card Cage or anything of the sort. I make gaming content. I make vlogs. I make fun stuff. Music videos just for fun. And it's one of my favorite things to do. And I just hope you liked what we did today. So, if you did, please check me out on Patreon. My Patreon's also down here. My Discord, comment below, and if enough people ask, I'll start putting it in my description. I hope you have a nice day. And it's been an honor.